Here we go. Here we go. I hate ice cream chimes. They sound like fucking nursery rhymes. I'm your ice cream man and I play Motley Crue. Boom. What's up, guys? Yeah. So we're waiting for Meg to join in because she's got to join her stories. Let me check the chat. Hold up, hold up, hold up. Let me make sure that's good. Good. Hold up. Sorry about that. Yo, it ain't letting me do shit. I'm too sweaty, I guess, in this bitch. Boom. All right. Welcome in. Welcome in. Yeah. We're waiting for our guest. She can join up. She's got that link in. She's going to share some stories with us, I hope. Cheers, everybody. How you doing today? All right, let me go ahead. I'll light up my little rollie. Just a cigarette here. Adults only. This is tobacco 420 friendly coming soon. Waiting for our esteemed guest, Meg, because I believe she's got some stories to tell. Please click like. That's just my rollie. No offense, man, but it is a channel for adults. If you feel like you're too young, nobody's asking. Click like on the way out. What's up, everybody? Get in the chat. Click like. Tell me where you're at, where you're from, what's going on. We're waiting on Meg. Meg is our guest tonight, okay? Mm. She's got a lot to tell, man. She's got a lot to tell, and I think she's going to tell on some, what did I say up there? Rap moguls? Yeah, maybe. Yeah, maybe. Let's hear. All right, everybody. Thanks for joining in, man. Click like on the way in if you like it, on the way out if you do not. I'm just hanging. I do have my phone on do not disturb, so I might have to check in the background, but I hope Meg just come on up. Come on up, Meg. Join the link. Join the link. My other friends that have been guests and have been asking me, yeah, just come up, listen, get in the chat, bro. You know, say your name in the chat, where you're from, what you're about. It's all good. It's all good. The chat is open right now. The chat is open. There's no banned list, so I have to monitor that shit. All right, cheers. Cheers, man. Nothing but love for everybody. How's it going, man? We have to celebrate the evening, man. Father's Day was a good thing. It was a trip. I went through my things because my first thought was, "Hmm, how have you been wrong? How have you been a bad father?" You know what I mean? It's just what I jumped to. I just jumped to in improvements and all. All right, peace, people. So got a little bit of outdoor going on with the Burns, the Mister Burns. So I'll be checking that out. I know what it is. I know what it is. Let's see if you guys can catch this, man. A frosty piece of koosh, eh? Let's see. Watch. By the way, channel for adults, man. 420 friendly, bro. All right. Mr. Burns, gotta break you. Gotta break you open. There we go. Gotta break you. All right. We'll see what's in there, eh? Here we go, man. Here we go. This is what I'm talking about. Pay attention, everybody. Find out where to. Oh, where to. Oh, see that frosty shit. See that frosty shit. All right, guys. I'm gonna have to take a couple sips of that in Virginia, resident of Virginia, over 21, completely legal, consuming that outdoor cannabis. All right, let's go. Yeah, I don't need much, man. I just put a little chip in there. Little chip. If I can get 2 sips down, that'll be four. Be 4 hours. There we go. All right. Thank you. Thank you. Cheers. Cheers, man. Click like as you cycle through. Excuse me 3 times. Me a cup. What's up, everybody? What's up, everybody? Represent yourself in the chat. Excuse me 3 times again. I apologize for that. Representing yourself in the chat. Say where you're at, where you're from, who you at, who you are, mm, and roast them all. Cheers, cheers. Click like as you cycle through. We're waiting on our guest right now. Yeah, we're gonna talk about some serious rap moguls. I swear. You know what I mean? So stay tuned. Be keen, be keen, be tuned. What's going on, everybody? Let me know. Mm. Yeah, that'll get you there, man. That'll get you. That's an 8 out of 10 already. I'll push it to 11, but we'll hold on a minute. No big deal. No rush, man. Come on. All right, we're gonna go ahead and roll up just some regular, just some spinner. Throw that in the most typical, money saving pack right here. What's up, everybody? Man, we're waiting on Meg. Meg is our guest tonight. Meg has got some stories to tell us. I'll tell you that right now. So thank you very much for being in. Be cool. We are live. Yeah. 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 What the? Okay. We've been live for a few minutes here. 6 minutes. Oh, there we go. No big deal. All right. So, gonna get a hand roll going. No big deal. Waiting on our esteemed guest. No problem tonight. There's a lot to be learned here, people. There's a lot to be learned. Everybody, pay attention. Stay in touch. Come on up, man. When you got something to share, come on up. That's what I'm saying. I'm welcome to host you. I'm welcome to host all of the chat. You guys can see that. You know, it just it's all in evidence here in the last couple of months. I've always tried to support everybody, man. So here we go. Unite, unite. Mm. It's just a roly, but symbolically. Remember what unites us all, man. The simplicity, ah, the senses that we have. Thank you for coming through. We're waiting on our esteemed guest tonight, Megzilla. Meg is coming up. Maybe talk about something. Maybe talk about some of these rappers. Hmm? Fantastic opportunity, man. You know what I mean? All we can do is sit in here and hope that it happens. All right. Like I said, I got some Mr. Burns. Mr. Burns. We'll go ahead and check back into that piece. We're just gonna have a good time here. Celebrate our senses, enjoy ourselves, everything, all the way around. What's going on? Don't neglect yourself. Don't forget to get in the chat. Tell me who you are, where you're from, and what you're about. Please click like on the way in if you like it, on the way out if you do not. No big deal, but we're waiting for our guest tonight so we can get some stories going. What time is it? What time is it? Let's see. We have a. Oh yeah. Okay, I'll be in the background for about 2 minutes. Give me 2 minutes. Click like on the way. I'm gonna be back in. I'll be back in 2 minutes. I apologize for that. I had to go for a minute just to let Meg know that I'm in. She can join in anytime. We're live already. I had to talk to baby Belle over there, my daughter, and just say, be cool, be cool. You know, Nobody wants to invade on their lives. Thank you for coming through. Come up in the chat, say who you are, where you're from, and what you're about. Huh? Hmm. 420 friendly. This channel is for adults. I'm smoking tobacco right now, but I will be checking out Mr. Burns again. Mr. Burns. Wow. Peace. Peace, everybody. Legal here. Legal in Virginia. What's going on, man? Where you from and what are you about? Yeah. Yeah, we're waiting for Meg to come up because she got some stories for us. Peace, people. Peace. You never know what's happening on the other side of the glass, right? So be patient, be cool. We'll figure this out. Hey, nice to see you all. Please chat in. Please chat in. Don't be intimidated in any way, man. We're nice around here. We're totally chill. So not for kids, but I'm not asking you how old you are. Just click like on the way out if you're too young to be here. Peace, people. Peace. Smoke a little tobacco. Kids don't like that shit. All right, everybody. With no further ado, we have our esteemed guest, Meg. What's up, Meg? You understand we're already live. I just letting you know.
Hello. Yes, sir. And I
Yeah,
have
what
to
you been doing
behave.
today?
Oh, geez, today was a weird one. Uh,
Yeah. Oh no, it's okay. It's okay. So you're outside of home. You'll be back soon, right? No big deal. It'll all straighten out. No have to greet everybody. I'm hanging out. You know? Oh yeah. Yes, you have mentioned that. Yep. And that's just right where you live.
it's called, and yeah,
Yeah, yeah. Well, where I live, we have the only apartment complex really. It's just all the way in a corner. It actually looks really great. It's
lamp on for a little bit.
well, yeah, yeah, yeah. Now we're getting stable in your home there.
Yes.
Some stories about some seriously famous moguls
Oh
coming
yeah, I
through
was
these
telling you about
clubs
how I met Fetty Wap and Slim Thug and all them up at the club.
and two chains and
Who asked you anything?
right, right, right. Oh, okay. It's okay. It's okay. You can add to the conversation, but
No, 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 not you, not you, not you. They
I know, I know.
I am not a bopper. Shut
Just
right.
explain the layout. I mean, you're talking
Okay.
about a strip club, right?
No, actually, this one was not a
Okay.
strip club. It was just a regular nightclub. But
But you were the cook.
this club, I was actually the house mom. This was 2 clubs ago. And I
Okay.
was the
Now,
house mom, which
what
means
does
I
a
just
house
posted up
mom do if there aren't a bunch of house hens around? If there ain't a bunch of okay.
baby,
It's a
the
regular
most,
club,
the
except
most,
this is
the
where the
most.
secret is. This is where the secrets are.
Because we be posted up, and when patrons would come through, or even like waitresses, bottle girls, and such would they
Bottle
come
girls,
in, they
waitresses, but you were
even the
house
customers,
mother. So there was a bunch of hands under you. What's up, Sean?
and
What's up? How you doing?
well, they'll come in and they'll need like, oh, I need to touch up my makeup. Oh, I need hairspray. Oh, I need this. I need that. I need drugs or whatever, which I
Yep.
never sell drugs ever in life. Ever, ever would I ever. But
Yeah, me too. Like it's funny with me, right? Because I could have, but instead I just like I would buy a quarter pound and give everybody the same discount of a weed, you know what I mean? But I didn't go any further. And people would ask me about psychedelics, and I would say no. I'd say, I don't know you. I don't sell drugs. I don't do drugs. And if your mind is already fucked, I don't want to spin you. I'm not
right.
taking any responsibility. I'm not getting my hands in it. It's like video.
See,
I will watch any kind of video, but I ain't touching it.
I hear you. Now, this demographic here, weed wasn't really the big thing. It was more they wanted like cocaine or Adderall or something.
Always
But
uppers. Always uppers. Yeah.
yeah. Well, and baby, the crap I've seen at this club, I had a
But it's
whole
a
act.
normal club. What is a normal club?
It's a nightclub. It's like just the people, they come, they party, they dance, they drink, come listen to music. They got DJs, but it's just no strippers. No people there supposed to be stripping. I've seen some shit.
Right.
Okay. One night, in fact, I had a whole ass grown man pass out in the last stall of the ladies' room with his ass out. Big gay dude. And he was a funny, good dude, like buddy of mine, like I knew him. And he had went to the men's room was full, and I knew like, okay, I knew he's gay. None of the I asked the girls first, like, hey, do any of y'all care? He is gay, y'all know him. Do y'all care if he uses this bathroom? The other one's full, he gotta go quick. Nobody cared. So I'm like, hey,
But
fuck it.
nobody expected him to pass the fuck out either. You know what I mean? With his fucking
No,
pants down and all.
I was standing there just to be like, make sure nobody, had anything to say. And the next, and I seen, him just fall out on the floor. And so I go over there and I'm knocking on the door, trying to wake him up. I'm looking up under there, like I know that's kind of like, who wants to do that? But and I'm like, well, at least because his pants were halfway down to his knees. I'm like, well, at least it's just his butt out, and he's not showing everybody his junk. So I crawl up under the door, trying to like shake him, like get up. Still wouldn't get up. Had to go get security. He didn't come back for a year and a half. He didn't come back for a year and a half. And I'm like, where you been? He's like, you remember me? Yes, I remember you, baby. Where have you been? I'm so sorry, baby. You don't gotta apologize. I mean,
Right,
as
right,
much
right, right, right.
crazy stuff as I've seen, baby, that's not the craziest stuff. Okay, that's not the craziest thing. It happened. A lot of people get too drunk and pass out on the toilet, or in your case, the floor. By the way, you have a really nice ass. Being silly, make him laugh. And he's like, gave him a lollipop, and like, okay, he felt better.
It took him
Just
a year and a half to get back, so you have to be as kind as you can. You know what I
well,
mean?
he was embarrassed, and I mean, okay, if I passed out on the with my ass out in the club, I'd be embarrassed too. Okay, I get it. But no, that's the club where I met Paul Wall, Lil Flip, not long before he and, and Takeoff, Two Chains, Slim Thug. I got pictures with Slim Thug. He's stupid tall. And Fetty Wap, the realist. Fetty
Yeah.
Wap. He's like, come sit down. We had a whole conversation. We talking like we just buddies forever. He's cool.
Right on, right on.
And
That's great.
now the one person who came in there who I'm like, Johnny Manziel.
I
Fuck
never
Johnny
heard of
Manziel.
that one. I'm sorry, but I didn't
He
hear
played
of him.
football. Johnny Manziel played football. He got kicked out of the NFL for whooping his girlfriend ass.
Oh, right, right, right.
And then when he came to the club, he started dating one of the girls that worked there.
Oh,
And she was
right.
a friend of mine. And baby, she would come in there with bruises,
Yeah.
crying, making excuses for him. Oh no, it was my fault. I made him get that mad at me. But I
What
wanted
is
to
that
slap her.
thing? What is that thing where they dough up? They act like, beat deer and they just
I'm
continue to
like,
keep
girl,
coming,
no, you didn't, baby. Look, do you want me? You tell me what back alley you need me to meet him in, and baby, I'll take his kneecaps for you. Like I was mad. Like he ain't shit. He really ain't shit. Johnny Manziel ain't shit.
Right? I hear you.
He's
I hear you.
horrible. But
So
yeah.
what do they, in general, they feel like they have special privileges, they own the club, do they get in a special area? You have to keep
Well,
them away.
it depends on context. Like, are they coming there to perform, or are they coming there to like sit, drink, chill?
Well,
You
I
know what
didn't
I'm
know.
saying?
I mean, you have
Is
DJs, but I didn't know that you have a stage as well for live performance,
well, yeah.
essentially.
Now this is not the yeah, Sean.
He
You
played for
you
the
just touched.
Browns? Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
Sean's in Utah. Sean's a real, like, sharp head, like he knows a lot of stuff. He's really cool.
now, if somebody coming in to like perform, the protocol a little different. A lot of times they'll have their own security plus the club security, and escort them up to the stage. They'll do their little thing, and then they'll get escorted. Now, Paul Wall, we had to escort him out the back, because it was just I don't know. That's just what he
His
wanted. So,
reputation, he had people out there getting upset about it and whatnot.
well,
Man,
yeah, no, and I met him in the hallway, like Paul
we
Wall, and I
have,
was like, I met him in the hallway. And Two Chains, like before he started performing, they had a little section set aside for him because they usually have a section for him. And Two Chains, I got to at least go say hi, but we didn't, you know, it wasn't as come sit down, type like with Fetty.
Well, he
But
also like Two Chains. I'm sorry, but he does play like a goofy, sort of aloof character anyway. He's probably not going to just chop it up with you direct. You
oh
know what I
yeah,
mean? He plays a bit of an aloof character. You know
well
what I
yeah,
mean?
and hey,
So
look, I have no ill will. Like I didn't take it any kind of funny way. I know he a big time celebrity. You know what I'm saying? I'm not expecting him to come and remember my face or any kind of crazy shit like that.
right on,
Come on
right
now.
on, right,
I know
right,
what I'm dealing with. I know where I'm at.
right,
But no, it was cool. I love that club, but it got so slow. It just dried up over there. Like the money wasn't the same, and I was like, well, I'm gonna see what's up elsewhere. The next
right.
club I was at, the club after that was a strip club, and this was a 30 little club. Like I was only there a couple months because the money wasn't good there either. But this place,
Right.
after I left, the cops kicked the dough in, arrested the manager for trafficking, and it's gotten torn down since. Now the manager
I'm
he
telling
got
you, people don't realize that, like, really, entertainment, the tour, Mark Twain, Samuel Clemens set up the tour, but it's so corrupt now. It's all about the trade. They're selling crystals, they're selling flesh. They're right behind the artists. The artists mean nothing anymore. The artists are just the venue to go
face.
sell. The fucking
Yeah, it's
Super
just a
Bowl and
face.
stuff. The Super Bowl is nothing but flesh trade when you go anywhere near it. You know what I mean? I
Yeah.
couldn't park for the price that they charge. You know what I mean? But if you're staying in a local motel around there, I know what's going on. And it's crazy. It's crazy. And they make $3,000 on every five that we can get. You know what I mean? They make so much more money. It's insane.
Yeah, because okay, my other job, I work security for one of the stadiums, and it's one of the stadiums where the Texans play, and it's money. They got SWAT teams out there in the parking lot. We over there patrolling the lot. You know, and it's fun. Me and my partner, we cool, we buddies. We'll get out there, ride our bikes, whatever, go patrol and play football with the tailgaters. Chat
Right,
it
right,
up, eat
right.
their food because they always, you want to, they're out there
Oh
cooking on
yeah,
the.
you can get like a brat off the back of a truck, like delicious stuff, right? Yeah, of
Yeah,
course.
they'll
Yeah.
like, they'll have their big grill set up. Oh, we got some barbecue, we got shrimp, we got this. You want some? Out there offering this liquor. Now we don't take the. I'm not a big drinker. I don't be drinking up the liquor, but and you don't want to be over there working, getting drunk. Well, some places you can. If you work at the club, you can
Yeah,
drink it.
right, right, right. Well,
But
they
that's
also
not a
put
job you
they
can drink
also
on.
put like Percocet in that fucking shit, so you got to be real careful too. What's up,
That's
Jessica?
more the
It's nice to
club.
see you.
Yeah, the club where I met all the people at, I had more than one time where I had to like, had somebody get drugged. They came to me like, "Hey, look, we both got our same drink from this one dude. It was our first drink, and we don't feel right. What do we do?" I'm
Right,
like, "You sit your ass right down with me. Open your phones, both of you, right here, right now. Open your phones. I want you to call somebody that can come here and pick you up, and you're not leaving my side until they get here." So, and I
what's
would
up,
go tell.
Jake? How you doing? Yeah, absolutely. Oh no, I mean, yeah, that's serious shit. So it's funny. Around here, we have an outside pavilion. I used to work there. Anybody has been through there. So levels of fame are endless, but nobody around here cares. So one time, my wife was working at Red Lobster, and Cisco came in with his silver hair and shit, and his like
Oh,
big ass girlfriend, like 2 feet taller than him. And he was just trying to demand on them. You know what I mean? And they were like, get out of here. Nobody around here cares. Tommy Lee came in. He was like, let me talk to everybody. Nobody cares. They set up a meet and greet with like the guy from Corn, or like two guys from Corn, and three
John
people
Davis.
showed up. Three people
John
showed up,
Davis.
and they
They
came.
do
Yeah,
my boy
Johnson
John
Davis
Gritty.
and the bass player. They showed up and they cried and left
I
because
like
three
John
people showed
Davis.
up. Nobody around here cares. It's fucking harsh. Nobody cares.
Damn.
They love country, but they're still real picky. You know what I mean?
Okay, I mean to each their own. Shoot,
Yeah, yeah. No, no,
each
it's
their
just
own.
like no, it's just like the live music scene. It's so I don't know. They think it's out of date. They think it's something that should have left years ago here. That's how they act. We're just right here in Virginia, but that's how they act. They act like it's completely passe. It's like it's done. Don't be showing up here and playing music in front of people. It's boring. We'd rather have fun today. It's weird. It's weird.
Oh, uh,
I don't know how to explain that. I'm just saying. They don't
the
respect.
last. Let's see. Not long ago, I worked at the stadium for a Rolling Stones concert. The Rolling Stones were in town, and I got to spend the night sitting in my truck, just
Mhm.
watching the 18 wheelers, making sure nobody tried to break into these 18 wheelers. That was what I was,
Because
and I
they
didn't
had
have
what? They
any.
had a bunch of buses, like 16 buses behind them to set
Well,
up.
no, it was the 18 wheelers that would come with the equipment for the band.
Yeah. Like all
And
the stage
the
set up, all
truckers were
the
in their trucks. Them truckers ain't finna let nobody do nothing. So I'm like, I got it made. I ain't really got to
right?
do a whole lot of nothing. But I had all through the whole night. I only had two sets of people that tried to come through the parking lot there, and they were leaving a comedy show. And the first couple, I was like, "Hey, yo, I know you're trying to get over here to the hotel. I'm sorry, you got to go this way and go around." And they're like, "Oh, okay, cool, bet." I walked them to the exit. They went around. The second couple, the lady was fine. Her husband was drunk off his ass. He could not stand. He could not walk. He over here just a wobbling and a waving and being wanted me to steal a golf cart
Hmm.
so I could drive him to where he needed to be. Sir, entitled much? No, we not doing that. Sir, come on, you got to go. And she was all like embarrassed, like I'm like, baby, I'm sorry, but he got to go. Exit's over
Right,
here,
right.
baby. You got to walk around it.
Or we have to call the authorities, and it's gonna get
Well, no,
worse.
I called my supervisor, and my supervisor he come out too. And if he don't want to listen to us, he getting arrested.
Right. Yeah, that's the
I
thing.
mean,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
it's like I was trying. I don't be like trying to like. I be trying my damnedest to be patient with people and get them to come on, let's go, so it don't have to be escalated.
Yeah,
You know,
everybody, I mean, all of us, right? We don't want you to ruin the rest of your fucking next 4 months or plus. So just
right,
be cool, move on, keep your man. I was working over here at a 7-Eleven years ago, and a guy, he pulled out of the bar that was behind it, and he drove right into the ditch. He just drove his whole fucking car into the ditch. And of course, he was drunk enough to just come up and be like, oh, what did I do? And I was like, you need to leave right now. Just run away. I don't know where you live, but just run. Because whatever's about to happen to you is probably going to
you're
ruin the
going to
next
jail.
4 years of your life. Just go home, call the cops, and say, I don't know where my car is. That's it. That's all you can do right now. Go. Because I don't
Yeah,
want
and it's
anybody to
like,
go through this shit. I don't want anybody to, but they did it to themselves.
yeah, because don't drink and drive.
Oh,
Like
for sure. For sure.
it's like if you want to drink, cool, sit at your house, your friend house, wherever. Don't drive, or if you want to go out and drink, at least don't drive there. Uber there and Uber home.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
mean,
yeah. Well, I
at
think
least be
like nowadays
responsible.
it's different. Like with what we do on YouTube and stuff, people do hang at home and get all toasty and stuff, but they know we can hang out together, we can lounge it up, but not get in
Right,
trouble. We're not getting in trouble.
right,
Don't leave your home. Don't get in trouble. Even if again, everything I do here is fictional. It's just a show, so there's nothing going on here. You know what I mean? It's just a show. But you
exactly.
know,
Like, I mean,
we have
it's
like it's great that we have these options. It's funny how it happened because everybody had to work on Zoom calls and call the school and government shut
yeah,
down and everything. But you know, it's a good time for us eventually, finally, where people hang out. They do all kinds of wild things.
Oh my
Friday
gosh.
night Friday night
Speaking
on
of
YouTube
Zoom
is
classes,
funny because they do karaoke, they do tarot cards, they do all kinds of weird, wild shit here. But at least nobody's getting in trouble. It's just entertainment. It's all free and happy. Everybody's good.
yes. Speaking of Zoom classes, Joe,
Yes, sir. Yeah,
when
I
I
mean, ma'am.
taught
I'm sorry. I'm
when
sorry.
I taught school, I taught robotics and I taught science.
Right.
And during the pandemic, when they were doing nothing but, even with the ISDs, we're doing nothing but. Have you ever tried to get a kindergartner to do a Zoom class?
My daughter, my daughter
Oh
was
my
in
gosh.
school, and there was this little smart boy, a little miniature smart boy named Theo. And I could not hear anything except for, Theo, could you please stop talking? That's all the teacher could ever say. Because this little smart boy was so smart, he talked about everything. She's trying to deal with 21 people that are all in their own homes. Their moms come in every once in a while. Get out of my way. They're trying to vacuum or something. But this one little boy, this little sharp, smart little boy ruined everything. That's all I heard 20 times a day. Theo, could you please stop talking? He took care of everything. He was running
Well,
the class.
I had this one little student, and obviously I'm not going to say her name or anything, but trying to get her to do her specifically, she was the most precocious. Like
Mm-hmm.
trying to get her to like actually at least, I mean, nobody expects a kindergartner to just sit down and be proper and like, yes, yes, pay attention all the time. But,
Right.
the teacher would get on and like try to go over like little short lessons and then give them an activity to do. So that way they don't have to be paying attention for too long and getting bored and being like, throwing a fit. Every it was she it was Shut Up Theo. Her name wasn't Theo. I'm just using like what you
Yeah,
said
yeah, yeah,
as
yeah,
an
yeah. No,
example.
I can say that
She
because
was she was
it doesn't
Theo.
mean
She was
anything. It's just
Theo.
one guy,
She was
but yeah,
Theo. She
yeah,
was Theo.
yeah. Running the class, running the class. I mean, just sitting in his little chair, running the whole class. Little tiny guy.
And then see, at the school that we were at, we would take all the kids who had virtual classes, but their parents had to work, still had to go out and work. So they
Right.
needed somewhere for their kids to be in class. We would
Oh
have
my
like
gosh, where did you
four to
put them?
five four to five students in four or five different classes in one room. So while she
Right.
was being Theo, everybody else is in their class looking around like, oh my gosh, she's not only disrupting her class, she's disrupting four other classes too.
What's up, Jennifer? How you doing? Jake, you're not blue. I'll make you blue. That was an oversight or whatever. Um, yeah, no, that's just insane because the kids, they didn't mean anything wrong. They just wanted to be heard. You know what I
They
mean? But
just
all of a
being
sudden,
kids. They're being
yeah,
children.
they just want to be heard. They want to be the one. And geez, that's just how it goes. It's crazy, man. It's crazy. And then, so I had my other son. He was in a year-round specific private school. He finally graduated, and that's it. You know what I mean? I don't think he's going any further with it because he hates it. And we started him at 3 years old because we knew he had special needs, and we tried to get him in early. And he saw it as a life sentence, which it was. It's like, okay, you're 3, you're going to be here till you're 20. You're right. You're right. It is a life sentence. So I don't think he's ever going back. But when that stuff happened, he would just be like this. He would just close the phone and like put it away. So I would have to go on in the background on my own phone and go into the Zoom calls and shit, just be under his account and it'd be like, he's coming back, he's coming back. And I would just have to reassure them. And it like over months, like for 4 months or so. And they're like, well, thanks for keeping up with us. We'll continue with him. You know what I mean? But he just refused to do it. He would just be like that. And what do you do? You know what I mean? Because we had to get extra devices for everybody, like cheap phones and just make them Wi-Fi only so they could do classes, stuff like that. What else are we gonna do? Like, this is not a fucking Google server or whatever in this house. We don't have a bunch of like equipment and tech, you
Bandwidth
know?
for all of that and
Y-
everything.
Yeah, so we had to figure it out as cheap as we could, and and they would just shut the laptop or shut the phone and you can't do anything about it. You know what I mean? It's just like, could you start that back up? I don't know, Dad. Could you? I don't know. It might frustrate me. I don't know. You know what I mean? Like, maybe. I don't know. It was just like a hard stand. These kids, like, obviously, I'm sorry. I don't care what age you are. If you were in school that time and you missed 2 years of education, you missed 2 years of education. It's too late now. You know what I mean? What's up,
I feel
Arthur
bad.
Morgan? How you doing? But I
I
mean,
feel,
there's no way around it. Like, everybody tried their best, but at the
yeah,
same time, we tried to keep our kids in mainstream as much as possible so they
right.
could socialize. Because
Yes.
the stuff they teach you once, they teach you twice, they teach you 3 times, they teach you 4 times. But you could get those books. You could learn that in a weekend. But surviving life and doing like mock court or mock, sort of finances or all those sort of social things that you do in school, that's the most important thing because it makes the bridges for them where they can make a community that's going to graduate out and work together. They're going to be the
Right.
new entrepreneurs of the future, theoretically, but
Oh,
they
yeah.
missed that because they didn't see each other. You know what I mean?
I feel bad for the kids who went 11 years, whatever, in regular school, and then here comes their graduation year, and they got to graduate virtually or whatever,
Right.
you
Yeah.
know. And
We
that's
saw that
like
happen. Yeah.
that's kind of messed up. Like, I
What's
mean,
up,
but
Kevin, Mr. Fisher?
what other kind of alternative? I mean, what could we have done differently? You know?
No, it's not that we could. And, it happened. It so happened that my uncle and my grandmother died during the time too. So we had to
Mm.
deal with it a different way, wearing a mask and staying away and all that kind of stuff. And, it's just wild. So my grandmother, she died at the rehabilitation center across the street. And when I was telling you about those pennies, my friend, he was
Yeah.
there too. He was there. So he always told me to get a magnet and go over my pennies and go find those 1943s or whatever, the
Yes.
wartime pennies
The metallic
that are
ones.
magnetic.
I
I
mean, that's what
never
I mean.
found
It's
one
not
in my life.
metallic.
I never found one in my life. He died, I found one. He's been dead for 3 years. I just found the other two. You know what I mean? It's like he's going tick, tick. But I was like, this is three. That's all. Because there was a year, only a couple people have been in my house. Jimmy the
Right.
drummer, my best friend Kay, and I always have to say I have a best friend and a wife. That's my contractual obligation between them. And Donovan, my other friend, who he carved like a piece of leather. You can't see it, but there's a bird on my arm here. He carved a piece
I
of
can
leather for
see
my
it.
wife with that. Yeah. So it's like a prey bird, you know what I mean? But anyway, he carved that. I got it tattooed. I mean, he was our like when you go get married, you have to have a witness. He was our witness. You know what I mean? Like all that
Oh,
stuff. We were so tight. And he got cancer and he said it was like a year and 10 months ahead. He's like, I don't want to talk about it. And I was like, like, can I give you something? And I gave him some like links online and he's like, that's cool. I'll get some comfort from that. I have to readjust my job, but I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to pull out a cancer card on you guys and make you feel bad and everything. So when my grandmother died, he also died right across the street. So I had to visit her
mm.
through the window, on the phone. And when it was the last day, she was like this. She was like, "Go away." And I was so sad, but I knew what that meant. It was like, "Go away." But
They
I
made y'all
didn't
do
know
the
he was dead.
jailhouse thing.
Huh?
They made y'all do like a jailhouse visit,
Yeah,
like
the
through the
glass
glass.
and the phone. Yeah, outside the window and in the mud.
I hate
I'm
that.
in the
That's
mud on the phone talking to my grandma. Yeah. And it was okay
oh
one
no.
time, but it wasn't the next. And his sister, that's what really kills me because I know he didn't want to talk about it, but his sister didn't even tell me he's right across the street. So I missed all that. He just died. It was so, I mean, just a brother that I had that, just, and I'm like, why didn't you tell me? And she's like, well, I have to clean up all this stuff. Can I have some money? I'm like, what? What? No, I don't have any money. You know that. You know what I mean? Shit, man.
I have a
Anyway,
friend.
anyway, it was bad that my uncle and grandmother died that way. My uncle's funeral, though, I'll tell you something that was funny. He had all those. He was military, so he had all the guys come out on the mountain. It was in the
The
snow and
21
do the
salute.
salute. Yeah, so I got some shells. But this is the funniest thing. This was an ancient funeral home, or I mean, cemetery on a hill up in West Virginia where they were shooting in the ice, and they had like an outhouse. My sister said, "Don't go in the outhouse, just go over there." I said, "I can't because it's all snow. There's gonna be a big yellow like 8 ball or whatever if I go piss over there. So I'm gonna go into the building." I opened the door and the snow from the top hit me right here, and it was rusty, and I could smell the rust from the top, and I just started going.
Oh
So I got
no.
out, and I came back, and then one of the soldiers who was way too old to have ever met my uncle, but all the soldiers they come out because they're doing their duty. You know what I mean? And so I was just still like retching from the rust that I could smell in my hair. And he was like, "It's okay, buddy. It's gonna be okay."
Poor baby.
No, this doesn't have anything to do with my uncle. He thought I was like blubbering up and crying about it.
Okay, I have a question. I have a
Sure.
question because, okay, obviously where I live, it doesn't snow very often.
Right.
Every great once in a while.
Right.
Now,
Right.
my grandparents, the one that my grandfather that just passed a couple weeks ago, and my
Yeah.
grandma used to live in Louisville, Kentucky.
Hmm.
And so there's a couple times over there even that I've been in some like real snow. But I've never had like, okay, you say the rusty snow.
Well,
Gotcha.
no, it's because it was an
Does
old
it?
building. She told me not to go in that outbuilding, but I was like, yeah, if I piss in the snow, there's gonna be this whole like
Yeah,
trail of
but
yellow.
do you get the red on you, like the red rustiness on you? Would it look like blood or would it
I
just
could
I know
just
it's a dumb
smell it.
question.
I'm real sensitive to metal anyway. Like when I
Mhm.
touch a nickel, I can taste it, that kind of thing. So I'm real sensitive to metal. So it's just like the old awning that they had on that outhouse,
I just
you
I
know.
just wonder if the color would be there, like the red rust color. Like would that get on you?
Probably eventually, yeah. Probably, yeah, eventually.
Okay, I just curious. I
Oh, what's up,
love
Arthur? You're just
snow.
sitting around. What's up, Kevin? You're doing good. I'm sorry to hear that too. Oh shit, what happened, Arthur? You broke your arm? Oh man, you'll be okay. You'll be okay. You'll come back stronger, trust me. No, it's not like that. It's like yeah, I know, but no, the snow it already carries the chemicals and shit that it hits in the air.
Right.
So when they talk about acid rain in the back in the day, the snow is also acid snow. So it's
Oh,
never clean. It always smells like metals and things, you know what I mean? And if you taste it, it's tangy, you know what I mean? Because it's picking up all these minerals and things from the environment. I understand. My friend is in Arizona. Every time it snows, it's just dust. But he gets so excited, he'll send me a live video of him walking around like, "Hey, it's snowing," you know.
yeah, the
So,
close by where my mom lives, there's a ton of like chemical plants.
right,
Exxon, Chevron, DuPont, the big
right.
chemical plants. And they're all like
What?
right
Where is
like
she? What state? What state?
Texas also. And
Okay.
the rain, when it rains, you can smell the pollution, from the plants,
Yeah,
like in the rain. It's
yeah,
like
yeah.
ugh,
That's the same thing,
feel
except
grody.
when it's in the snow, it's trapped. So you get it later, like when you pick it up and you break it. You know what I mean? Then you smell it. It's worse. It's bad.
I'm imagining that, and I'm just like, I want snow
Yeah,
so bad. I love snow. And
yeah,
it's
yeah.
probably just because it's the antithesis of here. Here it's so fucking hot. I
I
had heat
know.
exhaustion twice, not even 3 days into March
Right,
this year.
right, right.
I literally had heat exhaustion twice, like throwing up, heat exhaustion, about to pass out. And it wasn't even springtime yet.
Oh yeah, like right now, the midday is like super hot and so much humidity. And today I went out on purpose and like put my neck out there in the light. because I don't want to burn later in the summer. So it got pretty roasty, but I gotta like condition my skin to deal with it
Right.
later.
Kind of ease into it.
Yeah. So in the mornings here, it's like I feel half freezing because it takes until the afternoon that it gets real hot.
Okay,
But it
what are
stays
y'all
that way.
what are y'all lows at like right now? Like what's the low temperature daily right now roughly?
I have not looked. I have not looked. I mean, weather.com, I don't know. Gainesville, Virginia, 20155. I do not know. I don't look. But sometimes I'll be like, it's gonna rain, and then we'll look,
I
and
was
they'll
trying to
say,
see.
no, it's not supposed to do that till tomorrow. And of course it'll rain within 2 or 3 hours. Because it
Oh
gets
yeah,
cool here.
it's been raining, raining, raining the last couple of days here.
Yeah.
And okay, rodeo. I worked rodeo over at the stadium.
Okay.
And rodeo, of course, Texas, it's going to be a big deal.
I
And
wonder. I don't know. I know about Mexican stuff. I really don't know about the Texas stuff.
well, the rodeo is crazy. Everybody want to be a rodeo. It's a big, big deal. Well, the last day that I had worked of the rodeo, which was like a couple days left, but I had to work at my other job. So I was like, that was my last day to work of the rodeo. And they were talking about it was supposed to rain that day, but I'd gotten off a few minutes early. And it's just one of those crazy, like, stuff happens for a reason type things, I guess.
Right.
Uh,
Well, that's
I,
obviously true. I mean, we've run into
my
things in the last few
supervisor,
days.
yeah, my supervisor, it was like 4:30. I was supposed to get off at 5. Had sent me to check in, like, hey, look, your shift change is already here. Um, just go ahead on. Go ahead, enjoy the rest of your day, whatever. You already been here 12 hours. You can go ahead on and cut out for the day. Okay, I go to check in, walk my little butt the little 5, 6 minutes to check in. Not a drop. I was only in check in, clocking out like 2, 3 minutes. When I came out, it was rah rah booming down, going down, hailing sideways.
Yeah,
It
yeah.
went from 0 to 1,000 in just 2, 3 minutes. 2, 3 minutes.
I don't know why. I don't know why, but in about 2 years ago, for whatever reason, in Maryland, it was doing that all the time. It would just like pour down rain for 11 minutes and disappear. I don't know why. It wasn't normal at all. It wasn't, oh, because it's May. It didn't make any sense, but it happened and it stopped. So I
Hmm.
think actually we have less water than we usually do here, but this used to be creeks and swamps and stuff. So usually we have too much water. We have the risk of everything rotting out. We have those beetles and all that shit that's out there. We have the still water. So then we have all the insects. And I guess I don't know what these things are. They're not ladybugs, but they're black and white speckled little things. And my wife's like, "Oh, those are bad things," and I'm like, "Yeah, but what am I gonna do about it?" You know what I mean? She says there's some sort of invasive species. I don't like, and you mentioned Kentucky. I don't like ladybugs as it is because they have a liquid on them. You know what I mean? And when it's irritating to me. So if you get in the wrong direction of wind in Kentucky, Pennsylvania, West Virginia, they just keep flying at you, these things. And
Hmm.
whatever it is, like their liquid, it stings my skin. So I hate ladybugs. But these things are apparently worse. You know what I mean?
You know what they have
I
in like
don't.
Kentucky, Pennsylvania, stuff like
Hmm.
that. I don't know about Virginia. I probably have been through, but never really stop.
It's it's close.
That I want so bad, aside from snow.
Okay.
Fireflies. We don't have
Oh
fireflies.
yeah. Oh yeah. So you've
And
never had that.
no, because like, okay, I have an auntie, an uncle, and a little cousin in Pennsylvania, uncle in Minnesota. We're from all over. But
Right, right.
when I remember, I
But
haven't been
you've
over to
never
my
been a kid and be able to catch them and put them in a jar.
not since I was maybe once or twice when I was like 15, 16. That was the last time.
Right, right.
And that
Well,
was
I
only
mean,
because my little
we saw
cousin
a
did.
couple of them, so my wife was real excited. But the way that we're in Northern Virginia, so the way that development has gone on and on, you think about a species like that, right? They burrow and hibernate, right? and then they come out once a year or twice a year, whatever. So around here, we don't get much because everything's been dug up. All the earth has been dug up. All the burrows, have been dug up. So, like right now, I guess there's two cicadas, and if we go to Maryland, they'll be all over me. But they're not around here because in order to build all these warehouses and things that are empty now anyway, but 20 years ago, they dug all the soil up. So there's no more burrowing animals. So those gestating burrowing animals, even wasps, we have so less wasps than we should.
Hmm.
You know what I mean?
I
Because
haven't
we've
seen
destroyed it.
I haven't seen as many locusts around here as there used to be.
Right,
Like
right.
there used
Well,
to be,
that's
you'd
how
find.
right here it's like that. But if we go to Maryland, they're insane. My son and I went to Maryland 2 years ago with cicadas were out and it was one breed and we got on metro trains and stuff. As soon as we got off in Virginia, we still had them stuck to our clothes everywhere. And I have to figure they're nothing but food because they get stuck. So when you really have an invasion, people usually like cover their plants and stuff so that they don't get stuck all over and then kill like flowers. But they must be nothing but food. It must be a desperate situation at the end of that period, right? For some other animal, because all they do is get stuck somewhere and then you can go juice them. You know what I mean? Like, so they must just be food. I don't think they serve any other purpose. They're not pollinating anything.
Yeah, I can't think of too many natural purposes to,
Yeah.
there are
Well, all they do is
actually
get stuck. Even if you try to put them somewhere else, they try to stick to your finger. It's like my finger is nothing. Move, move.
there's actually, I think, one or two sects of Jewish people. I have a couple of Jewish friends that'll
Hmm.
eat like locusts, but of course, it has to be prepared by a rabbi in a
Oh no,
certain
we've eaten them.
way.
We've eaten them because
Yeah.
In West Virginia, when they show up, and my grandmother was there. That's where she's from, and my mom. So when we would go there, if it was season, they just showed up. They would be everywhere. You would just go to a salad bar, and they would have roasted, spiced ones over there because they're free. You go in the
Wow.
gas station, they give you a bag. It's got like Cajun seasoning. It's been roasted. You know what I mean?
Now,
You
now
just
we
crunch through them. They're just
will
like
eat
chips,
we'll eat scorpion and we'll eat like chocolate covered ants and chocolate covered crickets.
right?
But
Right. Well, chocolate covered anything, I think.
I remember I had some melt in a fanny pack way back in the 80s. I was about 6.
Yeah.
And somehow or other got home with a fanny pack full of melted chocolate ants, and why that just came back to me now, I don't know, but
No, I
yeah.
don't know. I don't know. Yeah, they're not very good when they're melted because the integrity's gone. But no, today I just went to the bank and they had like little beautiful little Hershey's. One of them was yellow, one of them was gold. So I figured one of them might be almond, one of them might be, I don't
Locust,
know, maybe caramel in
cicada.
the center. So I picked them up, but again, the heat. I picked them up and I walked outside. They started getting soft already.
See,
So I
that's when
went
they're
to
good.
7-Eleven.
That's when they're good. Some people
I
put their
went to
chocolate in
Seven
the
Eleven
in
to
the
put
freezer.
money on my
Mm-mm.
prepaid card so I could pay some bills. And so the guy who rang me up, I gave him one. And then his friend over there, I snuck over there and gave him the other one. Because I was like, in 5 minutes, these things are going to be goo. You know what I mean? I might as well pass them on. Give them a
They're
good
good
day,
when they're soft. I don't like
I
them in
bet.
the. Some people put them in the fridge, and I'm like, mm-mm. I like them gushy. I like them a little soft.
The goobers.
Yeah, I will
Oh,
walk around
what
with
they
that
had
chocolate melting
in the
down my
80s, they
chin.
had that bonkers. Remember the bonkers with the strawberry syrup inside?
Yes.
That was good. The little secret inside.
But I also really liked that it was like a tube, like a tube of toothpaste, but it was like a liquid lollipop. I think you can still find it some places
Yeah,
now.
they got
But it
those.
was,
Yeah, they got
yeah,
those.
it was like the liquid lollipop in the little toothbrush tube. I mean the toothpaste tube looking thing. I
Yeah,
that
they still have
I
those.
know I'm so with the technical names, you know. Yeah, real
Right.
professional
Liquid
candy
lollipop.
connoisseur.
Yeah, they still have that stuff.
They had
The Jelly Belly guy, he invented so many things. So you see like the smog balls that are still out there, and then they used to have like the little toilet with the goo in it. He just
yes.
kept inventing stuff, and we saw all this stuff. Some of it fell by the wayside. Some of it's still out there.
My little nephew is 3. He'll be 4 in
Mhm.
August. And one day, one day I was annoying the crap out of him, like with because he be trying. I was trying to tell him about the buttered popcorn jelly belly jelly beans. I was like, "Oh, you got to get the buttered popcorn jelly beans." Auntie M,
Right,
stop saying that. Stop saying that. What? Buttered
right,
popcorn jelly beans?
right.
Stop. Buttered
And it
popcorn
is
jelly
strange.
beans?
I'll tell
So
you what.
I
I'll be
kept
honest
saying
with
it.
you. It's too sweet, so it's very strange, but
I
it's
like
good.
them.
Yeah, it's good.
And then so later that day, he told my mom, his grandma, I decided what I'm gonna call Auntie M now. She's like, really? What is that? I'm gonna call her a gummy bear. I sent him like, well, I sent to my sister, the little gummy bear video, and I made this like little Photoshop picture of me as a gummy bear, gummy bear with my face on it, just to show him, and he was cracking up. 3
Right,
year olds
right.
are so easy to please. They're so easy to please, you know.
Well, we all are if you really get us. You have to take us off guard first. That's what, everybody has their guards up, right? So, I mean, even you, right? It's like you're not alone. So, I mean, maybe he's not going to get upset, right? We're free to speak, right? So, but the thing is, we have all our guards up. All of us are easy to please if our guards are down and we're open and happy to do it. You know what I mean? Just to enjoy it. That's funny. Let's go ahead and just enjoy it for a second. There's no fucking like nothing's on the line. There's nothing to risk here. We're just having a good time, and
Right.
we're always going to be kids in that way. Just to have a good time, like dig in the dirt. What's over there? Just be curious. I showed a guy from another country, like maybe a couple weeks ago. I showed him how to drink the drop out of a honeysuckle. He was
I love
40
honeysuckle.
years old. He never knew that before.
What?
So, and they're right behind him. They're right behind him. And he was looking around at different plants. And I was like, hey, you know what that is? And he's like, no. And I was like, here. And I showed him how to do it. And he was like 40 years old, but from a country where they don't have them. You know what I mean? And I just blew his little mind. He was like,
That
there's a
is
little drop of
cool.
honey in there. There's a little drop of sugar in there.
Yeah, I remember doing that when we were kids.
Yeah. It's so amazing. It's so amazing. But I don't know, just don't miss those things. I don't know. The guy I
Right.
could have just walked by. I could have been like, "Oh man, I know I owe the gas people so much money. Let me not look and just keep walking." But instead I was like, "You know what that is?" While he was looking around and he's like, "No, I don't." Because he was from somewhere else. And I was like, "Let me show you something." And that's just so cool. It's so cool. You're addicted to listening to the two of us. Well, that's a decent addiction. You'll never die. Are you a haircut easy clips?
Really? I
That's a
need a
decent
haircut.
addiction.
I need a haircut. Shoot, mine's too long.
I got my hair cut way too many times, like almost four. But she cut everything around in a circle, like she was just telling me, okay, the rest of the summer you don't have to worry about anything. And I don't. I can grow all of this out all summer, no problem. Because she cut it all the way around. You know what I mean? She saved me all that time. So
I
that's
know.
cool. It's an addiction that won't kill you.
Excuse me. I hear that because I normally, cut mine year length. Kind of little faded up. I haven't had mine cut in over a year, and that's why I keep it up in these bandanas so it doesn't get in my
It,
face.
it's to me, yeah, that's my thing. My cheeks. When my hair hits my I love long hair. I love having long hair. But when it hits my cheeks, it's infuriating. You know what I mean? Once it starts poking here and here, it's infuriating. And I'm just like, I'd rather shave it off, but I know I can't do that because I'm old. Like it may never come back. I have to be careful, you know?
Oh,
But
come on. You're what, 23, 24? You
yeah,
can't be
26,
25.
basically like that. 26. No, I'm 46.
Yeah.
I'm 46. I don't mind, and you're probably 30.
Yeah.
No. How old?
41.
Okay. What's up? Hey, Shaher is in the house, man. Shaher, he says, hi, handsome and gorgeous.
So
Wow.
am I handsome and you're gorgeous, or is it the other way around?
I think we're both gorgeous. I think that's what it
I
is.
second that. I second that.
You know what, Meg? I'm going to tell you what. Sub up to Shaher right there. He does
Okay.
his live streams, and you want to talk about gorgeous. He's got his mustache, and he makes sure it's 100% right. And he's
I
in
love
Pakistan.
a good mustache.
Oh, and he
Hold
he
on.
parts it and he does it. I can't do it because I'm not
I don't
military.
know
I got to get rid of it. But he
I
is a
don't know
proud
if
man.
I need something to, you know what? I can do a screenshot. That way I have his name. So, yep, because I tried earlier to look for something with, and couldn't find it because I was like, it took me out of the live. So now I screenshot it so I can go look up
Right on. So Easy
our
Clips
buddy
was
here's name.
experimenting for names for the channel, so that's cool. And anytime you want to clip me, go ahead. No, no, no. Yeah, but if you don't, I will totally. I'll send you Shahar's information later. But he does stream now. I'm East Coast, and he's basically Karachi, Pakistan. So the timing doesn't always add up. But I always love to, catch up with him, and he's great in our chat here. He's been here for at least a month, and like he's an amazing guy. And
Okay, okay. You said Pakistan. Does our friend speak Urdu?
Urdu. Yes, he speaks Urdu. So
Okay.
Kiale,
I know
Kiale,
only
sir.
little bits, like shukra, like or shukriya. Depends on who I'm talking to. Because I have some friends that are from like Saudi Arabia, Pakistan. Some that speak like Urdu, some that speak Arabic, and some you
Right.
got to say
Well,
shukriya,
he's a
some shukra.
Muslim. He's a Muslim.
Hey, and baby, I got baby. Yes, hey, I support you.
Right. And
I say
so
I got
he
friends who are
when
Muslim,
he was in
Jewish,
my chat,
Catholic, like me.
and I didn't have a chance to ask him, I thought maybe his name was Sahir. So, but his name is Shaher. So, and
Okay,
then I asked him, like that is that like share, which would be lion in Urdu, but no, it's Shaher. So,
okay.
anyways, it's great to hang out with him. He's cool. Karachi is wild. When he goes down to the street in the market and the stuff that's going on that street, I think I have too much anxiety for that,
I have to
but I
see.
don't know. But I don't know.
My curiosity. I gotta go check it out. Go
You
see.
got to. Yeah, you got to. And when it's live on the streets and then, I mean, from what I can see, he's got his own successful enterprise and his partners and his own big land. But when they go down to the city, oh my goodness, it's just hectic. It's hectic. And I love to watch. I love to. But yeah, he's super cool. I'll make sure that you can sub up to him so that you can share that. But he loves live streams and he will come on if we can do an open panel or something like that to bring him on. I just haven't had good success with all those things. But Shahir, you're in blue now. You're a mod in this channel. You're always welcome. And one day you're gonna have to beat me at Connect Four, sir. You're gonna have to beat me. Because that's what I like to do, man. I like to play. You're the only one here. What's up? What are we talking about? I don't know anymore. What are we talking about, Meg? What's the subject of
Um.
future? Because I missed it. I dropped the ball. I'm
Okay.
man.
We're talking about the inflation versus the minimum wage in Tajikistan.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
No, I not even close. Um.
No, but I can tell you what. I'll tell you what. Okay, let's just go ahead and like it's been 20 minutes in this hour, so let's put another piece of information in. Don't retract your messages, Arthur. I will hear you out. Don't worry about it. But no, my wife is now she just decided she wanted to work over at Roy Rogers that's there. It's like a fast food place with other sides. It's not just fries. They have baked potatoes and coleslaw and macaroni and cheese. And then they have a fixins bar where you put your own lettuce, tomato, and toppings and things. Pretty cool place. It's a different place. It's a pretty cool place. And so she got in and immediately got to manager and stuff like that. Now, fast food in our area pays a lot more than it used to. Three
Okay, how
times
much?
more than it
How
used to.
much? How much?
Really, like just McDonald's, like my sister. My sister gets $20 an hour at McDonald's.
What? You
And
know
my
what?
wife
I'm ready
gets
to fight.
eighteen
We fight.
fifty.
We throwing hands, Joe. We throwing hands because I'm mad. Like okay.
But
Look,
you have to
I am
understand
not.
what the I'm telling you what the problem is. My wife makes 1875. Okay. But when they look at the numbers per shift and they say labor's too high, they're basing it on when it used to be $8. So they try to send her home all the time. And they do. And then every evening, if you looked at the reviews of this place and they don't look favorable, guess why? Nobody's there in the evening. There's one dude running around in a circle because they haven't adjusted the labor costs that they're trying to control to the new pay rate. You understand what I
Right.
mean? Like, I mean, it might sound like a lot of money. You know what I mean? I get it.
Well, but no, I
But we also
totally
have
get that if you're not
$5
making.
tacos. $5 tacos. It's like, what the fuck? $5 for one taco? you know?
They kind of have to. No. Okay, this is jacked up. Minimum wage, of course,
Oh, and
federally
Shahar
is
is a
what,
teacher.
seven
He's a
twenty five.
teacher. How much? 11.25?
No, the federal minimum wage or whatever is 7.25. I used to teach. I taught science and robotics, but the McDonald's like in my neighborhood, they pay their people $10 an hour. How? Oh yes, you can afford to be alive. Not.
I'm telling you, my
What
sister gets
is
near
it
20.
teaching?
She gets near 20. And then, like, I saw her the other day. Um, she would, because you can cash it out day by day if you want. That's how it is here now. I don't know if it's like that where you are.
Depends on where you work
Okay.
because
Yeah, I know Ganja King. I know you're a grower. Jesus. I hope so. Can I have some?
my mind, I'm a grower, not a shower.
Not what we meant. Not what we meant. Oh my goodness. No, no, no. No, but I'm just saying, like, yeah, yeah, yeah. Grows to 3 inches. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, okay. No, we're not in California. Neither one of us is in California. And don't be talking about G King like that, okay? Jesus. Whoops, I meant to time him out. I think I've kicked him. Oh well, who cares? I'll fix it later. No, no, no. So, I was watching her and she was trying to cash out early because they could do it daily and stuff like that. It's a weird thing they got going on now because they work with like debit card companies, so I know it's a loss, but they can cash out early. So
Here,
she's
it
like,
depends on where you work because there's
mm-hmm.
this app called Daily Pay, and I don't know. I mean, I'm sure it depends on if your company, like I guess puts into it, like or whatever. So one of my jobs that I have, when I work a shift, either later that evening or the next morning, it'll say, "Oh, you have such and such in your daily pay, and you can cash
Right,
out money from that shift that same day or early the next morning."
right.
And the other job, no, you got to wait 2 freaking weeks for a paper check. They don't even do direct deposit. It's like
So here makes 217 US. I hope that's enough rupees, brother. I don't know, but I hope it's good.
exchange rates. You never
Yeah,
know.
I
I
hope
don't
it's
know what the
good.
exchange rate is for
They're
other.
rupees. They're on rupees there. But I don't know. But I don't know. But I'm sure it's fine. Everything's going well, I can tell. Um Yeah, so it's like she had about $1,000, and they don't retract your own messages. It's okay. She had about 1,000, but they were like, you can check out 417, and I was like, well, what's that about? And then she was like, oh, they be careful for tax or whatever here. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? Yeah,
yeah.
for
Where
you,
I work at,
but
you
not
can't
for the
access the
fees.
whole.
Not for the fees that they hit you with. You know what I mean? Like they don't care about that. And then when you work in a restaurant, like she has for many years as a waitress, they don't give you hourly. They give you the $2 blah blah blah. Because he said
Yeah,
California, and I timed him out because California has always been paying like a hourly plus tips. We don't do that in the rest of this world. And when these waitresses are doing that, they have the right to ask for a minimum wage at the end of 40 to balance it out, but nobody will do that. And number two, they have to tip out they have to tip out bartenders, bussers, other people. So that's money that they pay tax on that they gave to somebody else. They just straight gave to somebody else. That is corrupt. We cannot
well,
do that.
no, that is messed up. And because okay, this one place where it was a restaurant where I was a waitress, and it was only open like for people to come in like 3 hours a day from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m.
What's up, man?
But you had an option of getting either credit. I mean, people could tip you cash, or they could tip you credit card. So we would only report our credit card tips.
Everybody always tip cash. Always tip cash.
Yeah. So all we would do is what we would do is just
Well, you
report.
have
And
to you have
they'd
to
ask. Some
You
places
have to
don't
do the
ask you to
credit card
report,
tips, and then you have to make sure that it's in the IRS like equation where it's like 14% of sales or whatever. So your credit card tips will normally cover that, but I'm telling everybody out there, encouraging you, even if you want to pay with a credit card, put zero on the tip on that slip and give them cash because it
or
makes a huge difference in their lives.
ask your server if they have a Cash App, Venmo, or Zelle. And if you want to do it electronically with a card, ask them for their Cash App.
That's
Some
that
people
high
don't
tech
carry
shit.
cash.
That's
Some
that
people
high
don't
tech
carry cash.
right. No, I know they don't, and of course they don't want to be robbed by me. I get them. I get them. I see why they're scared, but at the same time, because cash, I think it's mine. I didn't think it was yours. I'm sorry, I found it. I didn't steal it. No, so I understand why they walk around with that, but please tip them directly. You know what I mean? Don't I don't know what else to say. I don't want to
And,
get in trouble about it, but just
and
don't
then there's
tell
some,
anybody.
yeah, and then there's some places, some places where I've, like known people that have worked as a waitress where people could tip either by credit card or whatever, where the establishment, the restaurant wouldn't even give them their credit card,
Oh
excuse me,
no.
credit
Yeah.
card tip.
Yeah, that's right. Don't think that they will, don't think they're going to honor it because there are proprietors that take all of it right off the top. They don't give it to anybody. By the way, a lot of these independent places, they don't even have, they give you fucking bullshit checks and they tell you, don't cash that for another week or whatever. You know what I mean? Like you got to be careful. I think I was talking to my friend John today and he was talking about how food service workers are harder workers than anybody running the underground here. You know what I mean? Just making up for everybody else. I'm sorry, sir. I'll take care of that right away. No excuses, running in the background, just worker, 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 like very strong work ethic that's required just to be normal. It's not like, oh, I think you're exemplary. No, you have to run around in circles just to be okay, just to
Average.
be normal. Yeah, average. That's right.
And and some of these, speaking of McDonald's and them, they have it in their handbook because one of my children's first jobs was at a McDonald's, and they had it in their handbook that they are not to accept tips.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I
I
understand
tip
that.
them
Yep.
anyway. I tip them anyway. If I'm going through
Right.
the drive-through and I see one of them that I know, and oh hey, yeah, I see them all the time. I like them. I'll slip them a little couple dollars, $5, whatever I can manage to come up with, because
Yeah,
you know what? Screw the system.
right. Yeah, and my sister has a McDonald's and she works in drive-through a lot. She gets a lot of tips, but she also gets people who come around and ask her, "Did anybody drop any change over here?" So the full exchange. Oh, you're getting tired, but
Sorry, I was.
everything. No, it's okay. It's okay. It's great. It's good. But no, I mean the full exchange of the world is there because there's some people who just come and say, "Did they drop any change over here?" At the drive-through or whatever, and she's like, "Yeah, probably right over there." And then they come back once a month with a big bag of coins. But sometimes somebody will slip her a $20 bill. It all just balances out. That's life. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we have folks just hanging out in the drive-through, like standing by the drive-through. In fact, yesterday, when I went out on the bus to the like library and everything, and
Oh yeah, because you don't have your
they
truck back
have
yet, right?
not yet. I was hoping it would be back today, but it's not.
Right. Right. Sorry
And
for that.
I had walked across to get back to the bus transit center, and there's this lady. She's standing in the drive through over here, trying to talk people out of change and stuff. And then these people are no good.
Yeah.
Lady, don't
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
nobody here owes you anything. Don't get it wrong. I'm not heartless like, screw all
No,
hobos
no,
or anything
no.
at all.
Yeah, yeah,
No.
yeah.
But
But
you
you have
can't
to be
walk around thinking
respectful
people
and smart
owe
about what you're
you.
doing. You have to
Like,
be
nobody here
respectful,
owes
have
you.
decorum. It's
Nobody
like this.
owes
You
you.
just say hi. I do it all the time because I say hi, and then the cars will come up. Hey, you need some help? No, I was just saying hi. I was just being nice. I don't need anything, you know.
Yeah.
But if you just say
Okay.
hi, they'll either go by or they'll come to you. Now, when they come to you, if they say, "What can I do to help you?" they're ignorant. Just give me a $10 bill and go. Because you know what you can do to help me. Don't ask me. Just give me the money and go. But you just say hi to somebody. You're not harassing them. You're not asking for anything. And very often, if you're friendly, they'll come over and say, "Do you need any help?" You say, "Well, sir, I don't want to lie to you. Sure." You know what I mean? And then they say, "Well, how can I help you?" Then we got a problem. It's like, what do
See,
you want me to tell you right now?
on the flip side of it, there was this different Walmart. I mean, not
I would
Walmart.
like to
Well,
hear
I'm
that.
gonna talk
Yeah,
about
I'd like
Walmart.
to hear that.
McDonald's, where there was this guy that I would come to through like 2, 3 in the morning, and my highest tip $500.
Yeah.
I had this guy. He would
My
he
my
would be
wife's
there,
highest tip came from me. It was 200. But I guarantee it was from me.
but this guy he would always be there, even midnight, 1, 2, 3 in the morning. And every time he saw me, Angela Lansbury, he said I looked like a young Angela Lansbury.
Oh,
So
like
I'm
Murder She
always
Wrote?
like, okay,
Murder
you're
She Wrote?
stroking my ego. Yeah, you can get
Right.
$1 or something like that. You stroked
It
my
sounds like
ego,
my
you can
dad.
have it. So I'm
Right.
like, yeah, you made me laugh. So yeah, you deserve, whatever extra little something I have.
Right.
No, I had a lady 2 clubs ago that gave me $500.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I
Do
was
you know
like,
why? She wasn't apologizing. It was just kindness or it wasn't her money.
look, I don't ask questions.
Yeah, right. No, no, I understand. I understand. I'm just saying, like, I'm sure that my wife, because I knew she was struggling at a time before we were married, and I went there on purpose, to give her a tip for like some bills that she was struggling on. So I know that's the highest tip she ever got. But she's worked some fantastic parties as a bartender and got like a whole bucket full of money. So I'm not taking that away. Like that happens. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Because it's all about your quality of service. You will get tips, even if you say, "Oh, it's not necessary." That's one thing. Or if you say, "We can't solicit tips, but we'd appreciate them." Or like you say, McDonald's specifically says, "You can't take that." You know what I mean? So that's a different tact that they have. But at the same time, man, money is just transferable. Nobody saw it happen.
exactly. That's why I'll give it to him on cash and be like, "Yep, no takebacks." Ha ha ha.
Right. And I know that people have Zelle and Cash App now. I have a Cash App. It's empty as can be. But, Zelle, a lot of independent musicians I know, they sell their merch over the table with Zelle and stuff like that.
Whoa.
You're tired. I don't want to hang you out that much longer.
I'm
Because we got
sorry.
to
I
get
don't know
back.
why
No, 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 no. Don't be sorry. Don't be sorry. We got to get
I don't
back
know
and
what
talk
got me
more
so
anyway
drowsy.
soon. So
I think it
thank
was like
everybody for
8.
being in, man. This has been a lot of fun again.
Maybe one day we'll do a podcast, Joe.
Well, I don't know. I used to do a 1 hour radio show on Tuesday. And
Hmm.
that's why I come up on Tuesday and Thursday for one reason. But I did it with all of my own records and tapes. So it took 6 hours a week to put together an hour. But if I could do it online now and just go through their little playlist with the little click, 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 I think I could have a decent job.
Now I've just been
Because
listening to a lot of playlists. I mean, playlist podcasts lately, and I'm just like,
right.
it just had me thinking.
Oh no, I mean, as they said, they're addicted to listening to us, so
Hey,
it will be successful as it is. But we have to make the time and the space for it, and that's okay. That's okay. We're here volunteering right now, but I would like to get a little bit of pay. Because I'm telling you, when I did do that and I worked so hard on just making 1 hour a week, it was a radio station that was in Canada, but I did it across the street here in Virginia. So it occurs to me that if I could get the right position that's paying me to do such a thing, I could do it anywhere in the world. And that is going to be important because I only have one
interested.
child who's not a legal adult. I only have one child who hasn't graduated yet, and the future is not going to be us sitting around. It's not. Like, we're going to be mobile. I don't care. Everybody thinks I care about everything I have. I do not. I don't, and I don't think the future is about that. Because, by the way, people, after all your utilities break down and the water's pumping out in the wrong direction, guess what's next? It's already around. The rats. We're never going to escape the rats. So just keep
That's why
moving.
maybe we should start befriending them now, so that way when they overtake, they'll
My
remember us
daughter is all
kindly.
about it. My daughter is so about it that my wife was like, "Is that what the hole in the window is? We have a little hole. Is that her rat friend?" But my sister,
I think
she's
she.
already dealt with it where she lives. They've got the rats coming up into the ducts, the air ducts and stuff like that, and choking it out so that they can't have air conditioning and stuff like that.
Oh no, see, they messing with the AC. That's a problem. Like, look,
Yeah,
y'all just come stay in the basement or something. We don't have basements here, but I know, in
right.
other states they do have basements. Maybe you could make them a little home in the basement so they'll stay out of your AC. Like y'all got to
That's
relocate. Y'all
all on
not
my
paying
daughter.
rent. You're not going to pay my
I'm
AC.
gonna defer to her knowledge. She's the only one. She's the only young one. She can go ahead and take care of the rats because she likes them. Me, I think I just need to keep moving because the place I pick up my mushrooms in DC is full of rats, and they're this big. They're 2 feet long plus tail.
Are you sure they're not cats?
They're rats. I know what a rat looks like. He's this big, and then he's got another tail behind all of that. And
Okay,
I see them
secondary plans. Secondary plan.
desiccated.
Tigers. If
Tigers
the
for the
rats are
rats
getting big, get the bigger cats for the bigger rats. You know what I mean?
and some bow and arrows, I guess. I don't know. I'm afraid of the tigers too. I don't know. I just
I
think
think.
I might need to be mobile.
See, I think I'm more probably like your daughter. If it has fur, it's my friend. Like,
Yeah,
I'll pet anything that's fuzzy, like
yeah, yeah.
within reason. Don't
Oh
I,
yeah,
I
and
just
my friends too. They have like those. They have ferrets and all that good stuff. They're real cute. To me, they all smell like urine, but whatever. All the rodents smell like urine to me. I don't know.
my one of my sons and I have been for years wanting a hedgehog,
Right?
a
Wow.
yezhik. That's well, I don't know how much Czech you know, but my boss he even would call me a yezhku. It's the Czech word for hedgehog.
Okay.
Because I tell him all the time, and he knows, my son Joe, and he always was talking about, how much he wanted a little yishik. I want a yishik. I want a yishik, boss. I want a yishik. Because my son worked for the him also for a while. That's how I kept my sons. They won't step in a club now,
Right.
but because 17, I put him to work in the club,
Well,
and
yeah,
one of
because
them.
you told me you wanted to keep them off the street stuff, and
Well,
like that.
because I knew they were going to get older, get to the age to where they wanted to like go do that stuff. And I'm like, let me go ahead and show them what it's about now. Just get it out
Oh,
of their
to give them
system.
the distaste for the
Yeah.
situation.
And
Yeah.
now neither of them will step foot in it because one of them, he just like, he was there. And after the first couple of fights that, popped off, he was like, no. And then my other son, somebody threw up on him,
Ah, yeah.
all down to
Okay.
the leg of his pants, all over his shoes, just threw up all over him. And he's like, nope. Which really shocked me. I didn't get to tell you the other day. Oh, what day was it? Saturday.
Hmm.
I'm at work. I'm at the club, and I'm talking to my waitress friend,
Right.
and I'm like looking at these text messages I'm getting from one of my children, my Joe, my son Joe, and man, he's up to something. Well, he I showed him to my waitress friend. Like she's like, yeah, he up to something. Couple
Okay.
hours later, she comes back in the kitchen. Megan, there's this customer that wants to order some food, but they want to talk to you first because they're not sure. That happens sometimes. Okay, sure, Beck, I'm coming. I
Right.
go outside. It's my child.
Hmm.
I knew, and it's weird because he don't go to no club. He don't want no picture around no club. He don't want to be seen anywhere near a club. In a
Yeah,
club,
but
no.
obviously, where
And
he lived somewhere different than you. He was coming to visit you and sneaky. He was being sneaky.
yes, and let me
Where's he
tell you what
live?
he. Oh, he stays about an hour and a half close by where my mom stays because he had got on with a company that offered him a good chunk of change to work there. So
Okay.
he went
Okay.
there for work. But let me tell you what he did to the bartender.
All right.
My child has my sense of humor. He had on his company hat and with the logo said, yes, ma'am, I'm here on behalf of X security company, a public and private security company in the state of Texas. And I have on good authority that you have an employee working here by the name of insert my full government name here,
Right. Right.
uh,
Right.
working in your kitchen, and I need to see her immediately
Right. Right.
with a straight face.
There's a matter we need to discuss.
And she eyes get big. She's like freaking out, like,
She
what the
didn't know
fuck
who he
do I
was.
do?
She
She's
believed it.
pulling out her phone, like trying to get the boss on the phone, like, what do I
Right.
do? And that's when the waitress friend, she's seen pictures, my waitress friend, she's seen pictures of him. She knew who he was. That's when she came to the kitchen and told me, yeah, I've got a customer here that wants to order food. They was both in on it, but and then when the bartender saw me come out and like hugging on him, my baby, da 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 da, she's like, oh, okay. Yeah, that's little Megan. He's got your sense of humor. He's
Right.
got
Right.
you.
Right.
That's something you would do.
Man, and that, you and the waitress, again, that day, you both got $20 tips that were just from out of nowhere. And it's like,
Twice.
right.
We had two separate dudes walk up to us that day and give us $20 each.
Hmm.
So we
Hmm.
each got $40 randomly.
Right.
Like I'm
Right.
standing out in the front talking with her, and this one customer walks in, and he was somewhat regular, and he walks up, hey guys, hands her a 20, hands me a 20. Then the second guy, Ruben, Ronaldo, I can't remember, some with an R. I've seen him in there a few times, fixed him food a few times. He's, hey guys, and hands her a 20, hands me a 20. Well, later I was cutting up some fruit, so I brought him a little bit of fruit, because I didn't see the other guy still there. And it was fruit I was making for somebody else, and it was just some leftover. I didn't want it to waste, so I just like, well, here, I'll
Right.
go chunk it in. He was nice enough to tip us. I'll bring him a little something to, instead of throwing something away, give it to somebody who was nice to me.
Right.
But so I was like,
Right. But
that was
then the
cool.
day after is when, you got hit with all that stuff from your manager. You know what I
Yeah, the
mean?
manager was being an asshole. Well, because okay, the other cook, the guy cook, he be doing the most bull crap on the planet. But for whatever reason, they decide they go, you know, mess with me. Wants me to calls me in the office on my way out because he wants me
Good
to
night,
sign
Kev.
three write-ups all at once.
Right, right. And he wants you to
No,
sign them. But who are
I'm not
they? I
doing that.
mean,
Because if you go fire me or
if I
something,
sign something,
no.
it's because I authored it. I have to
Yeah.
author something before I sign it.
Well,
You
me,
don't
it's
give
like
me stuff and say you sign this, you know, and then it's
number
about me.
one, number one, it's like if it was something that I had genuinely was guilty of, okay. Yeah.
Right,
All right, I did
right.
that. I'll,
No,
I'll
you don't though. You don't do that in life. You don't admit in a professional or official setting that you did wrong. You can't. I mean, that's our right to I don't know. That's our right to the fifth. You know what I
well, no,
mean?
I
Like I'm
didn't
not
sign
going
them.
to
I didn't
incriminate
sign
myself.
any of them. I didn't sign any one of them because number one, it looked like you trying to like you trying to do some. I don't know if sales is bad. You got to get rid of somebody, and I'm just
Right.
the one you picked.
Well, you had a
But
recent
if that's
fire,
the
right?
case,
You had a recent fire, right?
no.
Oh, I thought
I
you
mean,
had a fire in the kitchen.
oh no, no, no. No. I didn't have any fire in the kitchen.
Oh, okay, okay.
No, no. There
Sorry.
was a gas leak. There was a gas
Oh, okay,
leak.
okay.
But that wasn't because of me. But that was the guy the night before who don't do shit. He don't work. He gets paid more than anybody, and he gets 40 hours a week. But
Right.
he also lazy, don't wash dishes, and don't clean. And he spent his whole shift drunk sitting out at the bar. But which is why I'm like, look, if you gonna pick somebody, why not pick him just for the simple fact that you paying him the most? And you would save you more money to get rid of if you're gonna get rid of anybody, get rid of the one who makes the most.
Sure, sure, sure. Makes the most,
But
does the less. Yeah, yeah.
my thing is like, even if you is trying to like pick me to be the one, you not fitting to get me take my unemployment by making me sign these three write-ups. I'm not doing that. You got me
Right.
fucked up. Let me tell you, one of these write-ups was because the bartender had asked me to had brought me a ticket for food, a food order. Hey, this is for the guy in the red shirt, whatever. I just, you know, can you take it to him when it's done, please? Okay, sure. I took him the food, and that's why he wanted to write me up because I took food to a customer.
He complained that you brought it to him. Yeah,
No, no, nobody complained that I took the food to the customer. The manager just wanted that to be one of the things he wrote me up for, that I delivered food to a customer.
I
When
get it. So
I was asked
maybe
by
it's
the
more of
bartender to
a
do it.
you have to have three write ups to be out. He's
That
trying
yeah,
to
and
make it
he
easy
wanted me
out.
to
Yeah.
sign three write-ups, and no, I'm not doing that because none of this shit is even valid. None of
I
this is some.
wouldn't.
I
I
have
don't think
managed restaurants, and these are not
you
valid
can't
reasons.
you can't ask people to sign something they didn't write. Like
Well,
if it's drafted up and then you say sign that, then you're the author. You know what I mean? Like
well,
it's just not logical.
even if you write up an employee, like, and ask them to sign it, okay, if somebody did something wrong, yeah, that's something that could happen even if they didn't write it, like, but the fact
Yeah, but
is
that's
the
a
shit
different
that you're
line.
writing me
That's
up
the line
for,
of like, oh, I agree.
I didn't do it.
I yeah, I agree that I did so. You
If
know,
I had done something like wrong, like, okay, another one was that I asked somebody for a tip. No, I didn't. I didn't ask
right,
anybody for anything. Have I complained before, like inside of the kitchen, not out in the open, about dang, we're not making is it, tips are slow today, ain't they? I've made the statement like to inside of the kitchen, not outside where it could be heard before, but I've never asked anybody, hey, can I have a tip? Hey, tip me.
it's
Never
not a
have I done that.
shakedown. No, it's not a shakedown. It's
Right.
just
No, I've never shook anybody down for anything. For what? But let's see, what was the other one? Oh, he tried to say that I made a food order without a ticket. I'm like, no, the fuck, I didn't. Look at your cameras. You have cameras in this kitchen, and I have
right,
all my tickets and my receipts. You better check them, cross reference them. I did not.
right.
And that was a
And that's
blatant lie. The one about the
that's
shakedown was
basically
a
saying
blatant
you
lie.
made something for a friend or something like that.
No, yeah, I don't. None of my friends come up there because
Right, right.
ew, that place is grimy. Like none of them want to come to a strip club.
Hey, there's a good advertisement for the place.
None of my friends want to come here.
Yeah, right. It's grimy.
But
But I
yeah,
bet the
so
food used to be good. I bet the food used to be good.
now it used to be. Well, no, two of the things he wanted me to sign were blatant lies. Like,
Right.
just that did not happen. And one of them, the only one that's even close to maybe being halfway factual, is me carrying an order of food, or a food order, to a customer. But that was, the bartender asked me to, and
Yeah,
they
yeah.
never said, "Oh, you're not allowed to do that." Never said that.
Right, right,
You
right.
know,
I
and
get
the
that.
bartender came to me. She brought me the ticket, had a receipt on it. And she's like, "Hey, will you take this out to this guy? This is what he's wearing." I'm like, "Yeah, sure, bet I'll do it." And so yeah, but the bartender asked me to do it. It wasn't I did it on my own. Like, I just thought it would be a good idea.
So
You
are you
know,
completely out of there? Did you just walk
I don't.
away? Like,
I've got people want me to come back,
I
but I don't know
bet.
if I want to.
Well, that's why
My
I'm asking. I mean, I'm
the
sure that
morning
the
cook,
opportunity is open because they need you.
the morning cook texted me, calling me earlier, like, "I miss you. I want you back, please, and please call Robert." Like, I'm gonna call Robert, call him too, and I'm like, I don't know if I want to. I mean, if I do, I'm gonna, like, look. You know what? This is messed up. This is what happened. If you want me to
Right.
come back, I need 40 hours a week, and I need a bump in my pay raise.
Well, look, I
Like,
mean, like my wife, the one that she left as a bartender, the last job, um, I didn't know what kind of cash she was making in hand, you know what I mean? So it makes a huge difference now because she was spending that day to day and I couldn't see it. So it makes a big difference now that she doesn't have
oh yeah,
and the way that they tried to do it, even up to the owner, is like for a couple weeks they were basically begging her. They were like, "Oh, I'm missing my right hand man, whatever, please come back, please come back." And she left for a very simple reason. They were trying to bring up a couple more people, and they were like, "Please train them." And then she would start to train them, and they would say, "Oh, I've worked somewhere else. I don't think that's how it goes." And then the mediary between the owner, basically, his woman, right, is the mediary, was like, "Oh, maybe they're right." And she's like, "What do you mean, maybe they're right? I run this place. I was trying to tell them how we run this place. What do you mean, maybe they're right?" She's like, bye. If you think they're so right, why don't they train themselves? you know, that's basically what it came down to.
um, the different clubs are going to have, or even food establishments are going to have different rules, different ways they operate. Like, if you work at, I've worked at a few different clubs, bars, places, and each one has its own way of operating, own way of own set of rules.
Right, right.
So, you got to kind of, like, all right, well, things might have been done this way here, but this place, they're done like this. And that's just what it is. And I mean,
That's something people don't have. They're not humble enough to come in and learn your system.
well, I mean, once maybe whoever these new people that went to, hopefully, if they work enough in life, they'll kind of realize, they'll learn that, hey, look, stuff is different places. Like, I had one club I worked at that, the boss would pay you extra if you sold his product. I'm not going to
Right.
name. And this place, they don't want any product at all. Another place had pimps and um,
Right. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like I
nacho
always said,
salesmen
like I
is
said, it's
sitting up in
always
the
it's
place.
always illegal, so you don't really expect it, you know what I mean? But sometimes that's what their bread and butter is. So it's a
It
different
is
style when they say, "I want you to
because,
move my stuff."
yeah, because some places, like the salesmen will come sit up in the club, sell their wares, and then give the boss a cut at the end of the night. Some places don't allow that. It
Yeah.
just all depends on where you're at. And whether
Yeah.
you choose to participate is completely up to you. Nobody's going to force somebody to, like, do something like that. They can't force
Right.
you to do illegal stuff. You know,
No, they
it's
can't
all up to
force you
you.
to do illegal stuff, but they can ask you to be complicit or just turn the other, just look away, stuff like that. Um, the other side of it is like a legitimate business is like, oh, I'm trying to protect my liquor license. I'm trying to protect my I don't even know, stripper license, whatever it is. You know what I mean? And so they don't want to be involved in something that's crooked. But I guess it all depends on who's looking and whether they're paid off or not. I don't know.
Well, I mean, I just know that there's some things I could, report any place I've
Yeah.
worked, but that does it's not something I just go do. Like that's just petty. I
Right.
mean,
Right. 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 Well, I mean, look, you lost all that income though, so you have to control and protect yourself from that. You know.
well, I do also still have shifts coming up at my other job, and I have other stuff I can do too. So I'm not gonna,
Good.
like,
Good. Well, I
you
know
know,
you said you're on security too and everything like that, and that you'd rather do that more long term. So if you can pick
right.
up extra and extra time, that's great. You know.
Well, that's
I
why
just
I wasn't even I wasn't even I was on the bus leaving there and already emailing the company like, hey, you got any extra shifts for me?
right, 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 right,
So
right. Well, that's cool. That's cool. I'm glad you have that
let's
other avenue.
see what I
And
could do. Oh, why
I
am I
guess we'll
yawning
we'll go
today?
ahead and we'll this time on this yawn we'll let you go back to bed. I will go ahead and go back to bed myself too.
All right. Well, I'll see y'all later.
All right. Well, thanks for coming up. Great
No problem.
time.
Thank you.
All right, everybody. See you later. That's Megzilla. Everybody sub up. Easy. Check check it.